Alright, so somebody wanted to learn more about final expense insurance. And for final expense insurance is pretty much a whole life policy that's been kind of geared to take in less premium, meaning that the face value is going to be much smaller, so the premium is going to be much smaller. It has way lower policy minimums. Typically, you can get a final expense policy for anywhere between $2,000 to usually $40,000. That's going to be the max. And this policy typically is going to be, I don't want to say expensive, but it's going to be expensive in relation to, like, if you're selling term policies or whole life policies to younger individuals. Typical, for a $10,000 face value policy for someone in their 60s is going to be close to $100 to $150 a month in premium. It's going to be a little expensive, but it does provide that insurance that clients can be looking for based on their circumstances. Now, when thinking about final expense, usually the customers or your clients are going to be less healthy. So a lot of times we have to do quite a bit of field underwriting. And field underwriting is basically asking health qualifying questions that can kind of point you in the right direction. Many of the final expense carriers that I work with, they have preferred and standard rates, and then they have graded and of course declined. So preferred is obviously a good rate. Standard is their standard rate. What graded means is that for the first 2 years of the policy, they're not going to pay the face value. What they will pay is they'll pay back premiums that the client paid in plus 10% typically. And that's not always good when the client needs a death benefit and not just 10% return on investment. But it does give you an idea of where you can qualify. And with different questions that you ask, different answers, we may be able to find companies that will be more generous or be more lenient in certain chronic illnesses like diabetes. I have a carrier that will underwrite anybody with less than 2 medications of diabetes, and I have some that will underwrite people that have less than 5, or the qualification is just being controlled, right? It really depends on the insurance carrier. So this is where, the more we know about our client and kind of their health circumstances, it's going to help us a lot. And when you do your Medicare analysis for Part D or your drugs, or when you ask about their medical concerns, this can be something that's very, very useful when talking about final expense. And another thing that you need to kind of really focus in on with final expense insurance is that the cost, again, I'm going back to cost because it's what people worry about, is the cost can be kind of prohibitive. Like $100 a month might be a lot to swing for some people, might not be for others. I mean, if you just save somebody, $50-$60 a month on their drugs, and then you save them, some money in their premium, maybe they can look at that as being the kind of, diversion of their savings into a life insurance plan. That's what I did a lot when I was switching people off of HMSA. But it's going to be expensive. So you have to kind of also, when you're talking to your client about all these, health statuses and, kind of inquiring about their history, you do need to kind of push it into your client that if they want, anything over $20,000, it's going to be kind of expensive. So this policy isn't meant to be an inheritance. It's truly meant to be like final expense, where it's money so that the family can get their affairs in order, potentially maybe settle any outstanding, credit card debt on, like, if you're just charging every so often and they're living on Social Security only and their Social Security payment stopped, but yet their credit card bill still was going up. It's to cover that small little, maybe 1 or 2 month of expenses and the funeral, and just to help make sure that they're not leaving any debt onto their children. It's not meant to be like buying the kid a new car or something like that. So that's the bare basics on how to get started on final expense. I'll have more updated or more, I guess, comprehensive videos once I get back to, you know, not being in isolation. I'm driving right now, but today's my last day of isolation, so I should be able to get out of my bedroom and put together a video for you guys. So I hope that helps. I'll send this to you guys now. Have a great weekend, and as you can hear, I guess I'm doing a little bit better, but I'm picking up the kids or son at UMHB, University of Mary Hardin Bailey. It's a Christian university out here in Texas, and it's where my wife went to, where she got her bachelor's degree in pre-med biology. So it's pretty nice today. Just nice day. You know, this stadium, this Mary Hardin Bailey, actually, we're Division 3, I think, whatever the one where they can't accept any money. But we won Division 3. I think it was football or basketball. I'm not sure. I'm very bad at sports. But I have arrived, and I will, again, catch you guys later.